Hi, I'm going to pick up where I left off with The Age of AI and Our Human Future by Henry A. Kissinger, Eric Schmidt, and Daniel Huttenlocher. Once AI's performance outstrips that of humans for a given task, failing to apply that AI, at least as an adjunct to human efforts, may appear increasingly as perverse or even negligent. Whether an individual playing AI-assisted chess might be counseled to sacrifice a valuable piece that sophisticated players had traditionally deemed indispensable is of little consequence. But in the context of national security, what if AI recommended that a commander-in-chief sacrifice a significant number of citizens or their interest in order to save, according to the AI's calculation and valuation, an even greater number? On what basis could that sacrifice be overridden? Would the override be justified? Will humans always know what calculations AI has made? Will humans be able to detect unwelcome AI choices or reverse unwelcome choices in time? If we are unable to fathom the logic of each individual decision, should we implement its recommendations on faith alone? If we do not, do we risk interrupting performance superior to our own? Even if we can fathom the logic, price, and impact of specific alternatives, what if our opponent is equally reliant on AI? How will the balance between these considerations be achieved or, if necessary, vindicated? In both AlphaZero's success and Hallison's discovery, AI depended on humans to define the problem it solved. AlphaZero's goal was to win at chess while following the game's rules. The goal of the AI that discovered Hallison was to kill as many pathogens as possible. The more pathogens it killed without harming the host, the more it succeeded. Further, its focus was designed as the realm just beyond human reach. Rather than locating known drug delivery approaches, it was instructed to seek undiscovered approaches. The AI succeeded because the antibiotic it discovered killed pathogens, but it was particularly groundbreaking because it stands to expand treatment options, adding a new and robust antibiotic delivered via a new mechanism. A novel human-machine partnership is emerging. First, humans define a problem or a goal for a machine. Then a machine operating in a realm just beyond human reach determines the optimal process to pursue. Once a machine has brought a process into the human realm, we can try to study it, understand it, and ideally incorporate it into existing practice. Since AlphaZero's victory, its strategy and tactics have been folded into human play, expanding human conceptions of class. The U.S. Air Force has adapted the underlying principles of AlphaZero to a new AI, ARTU, that successfully commanded a U-2 surveillance aircraft on a test flight. The first computer program to fly a military aircraft and operate its radar systems autonomously without direct human oversight. The AI that discovered Hallison has expanded human researchers' concepts, both narrow, bacteria eradication, drug delivery, and broad, disease, medicine, health. That current human-machine partnership requires both a definable problem and a measurable goal. It's reason not to fear all-knowing, all-controlling machines. Such inventions remain the stuff of science fiction. Yet human-machine partnerships mark a profound departure from previous experience. Search engines presented another challenge. 10 years ago, when search engines were powered by data mining rather than by machine learning, if a person searched for gourmet restaurants, then for clothing, his or her search for the latter would be independent of his or her search for the former. Both times, the search engine would aggregate as much information as possible, then provide the inquirer options. something like a digital phone book or catalog of a subject. But contemporary search engines are guided by models informed by observed human behavior. If a person searches for gourmet restaurants, then searches for clothing, he or she may be presented with designer clothing rather than more affordable alternatives. Designer clothing may be what the searcher is after, but there is a difference between choosing from a range of options and taking an action. In this case, making a purchase. In other cases, adopting a political or philosophical position or ideology, without ever knowing what the initial range of possibilities or implications was, and trusting a machine to preemptively shape the options. Until now, choice based on reason has been the prerogative, and since the Enlightenment, the defining attribute of humanity. The advent of machines that can approximate human reason will alter both humans and machines. Machines will enlighten humans, expanding our reality in ways we did not expect or necessarily intend to provoke. The opposite will also be possible, that machines that consume human knowledge will be used to diminish us. Simultaneously, humans will create machines capable of surprising discoveries and conclusions, able to learn and evaluate the significance of their discoveries. The result will be a new epoch. Humanity has centuries of experience using machines to augment, automate, and in many cases replace manual labor. The waves of change brought by the Industrial Revolution are still reverberating through the realms of economics, politics, intellectual life, and international affairs. Not recognizing the many modern conveniences already provided by AI, slowly, almost passively, we have come to rely on the technology without registering either the fact of our dependence or the implications of it. In daily life, AI is our partner, helping us make decisions about what to eat, what to wear, what to believe, where to go, and how to get there. Although AI can draw conclusions, make predictions, and make decisions, it does not possess self-awareness. In other words, the ability to reflect on its role in the world. It does not have intention, motivation, morality, or emotion. Even without these attributes, it is likely to develop different and unintended means of achieving assigned objectives. But inevitably, it will change humans and the environments in which they live. When individuals grow up or train with it, they may be tempted, even subconsciously, to anthropomorphize it and treat it as a fellow being. While the technology appears opaque and mysterious to the vast majority of the human population, an increasing cross-section of individuals at universities, corporations, and governments have learned to build, operate, and deploy AI in common consumer products, through which many of us are already engaging with them, wittingly or not. But while the number of individuals capable of creating AI is growing, the ranks of those contemplating this technology's implications for humanity, social, legal, philosophical, spiritual, moral, remain dangerously thin. Aided by the advancement and increasing use of AI, the human mind is accessing new vistas, breaking previously unattainable goals within sight. These include models with which to predict and mitigate natural disasters, deeper knowledge of mathematics, and fuller understanding of the universe and the reality in which it resides. But these and other possibilities are being purchased largely without fanfare by altering the human relationship with reason and reality. This is a revolution for which existing philosophical concepts and societal institutions leave us largely unprepared. Chapter 2: How We Got Here. Technology and Human Thought. Throughout history, human beings have struggled to fully comprehend aspects of our experience and lived environments. Every society has, in its own way, inquired into the nature of reality. How can it be understood, predicted, shaped, moderated? As it has wrestled with these questions, every society has reached its own particular set of accommodations with the world. At the center of these accommodations has been a concept of the human mind's relationship to reality, its ability to know its surroundings, to be fulfilled by knowledge, and at the same time to be inherently limited by it. Even if an era or a culture held human reason to be limited, unable to perceive or understand the vast extent of the universe, or the esoteric dimensions of reality, the individual reasoning human has been afforded pride of place as the earthly being most capable of understanding and shaping the world. Humans have responded to and reconciled with the environment by identifying phenomena we can study and eventually explain either scientifically, theologically, or both. With the advent of AI, humanity is creating a powerful new player in this quest. To understand how significant this evolution is, we undertake a brief review of the journey by which human reason has, through successive historical epochs, acquired its esteemed status. Each historical epoch has been characterized by a set of interlocking explanations of reality and social, political, and economic arrangements based on them. The classical world, Middle Ages, Renaissance, and modern world all cultivated their concepts of the individual and society, theorizing about where and how each fits into the enduring order of things. When prevailing understandings no longer suffice to explain perceptions of reality, events experienced, discoveries made, other cultures encountered, revolutions in thought and sometimes in politics occurred, and a new epoch was born. The emerging AI is increasingly posing epochal challenges to today's concept of reality. In the West, the central esteem of reason originated in ancient Greece and Rome. These societies elevated the quest for knowledge into a defining aspect of both individual fulfillment and collective good. In Plato's Republic, the famed allegory of the cave spoke to the centrality of the quest. Styled as a dialogue between Socrates and Glaucon, the allegory likens humanity to a group of prisoners chained to the wall of a cave. Seeing shadows cast on the wall of the cave from the sunlit mouth, the prisoners believed them to be reality. The philosopher Socrates held is akin to the prisoner who breaks free, ascends to level ground, and perceives reality in the full light of the day. Similarly, the Platonic quest to glimpse the true form of things supposed the existence of an objective, indeed, ideal, reality towards which humanity has the capacity to journey, even if never quite reach. I'm going to stop here because it's starting to rain out here at the Shillelagh Pub. Really cool grounds out here, but it's raining. Well, thanks for listening, and join me next time. May you find lasting happiness.